Live courtside this afternoon from the PEC Arena on the campus of Coppin State University. Todd Bartley here on the home of the Coppin State Eagles. WNST AM 1570 and FoxSportsWinnersport.com stream number 6. Counting to be joined courtside before each and every home game by head coach Dwayne Burrows in his second year at the helm. 07 graduate of Coppin State University. Coach, as always, thanks for taking the time.
No problem, Todd. Thank you.
So, you've had a very interesting road trip. You opened the season against Baylor. It didn't go as you wanted, not a win on the road against Baylor. Then you come back and have a very close contest with Stephen F. Austin. What do you take out of the back-to-back road losses against that kind of competition?
It makes you mature very fast. You know, when you play games like that back-to-back, the kids got to step up and they got to be ready to play. You know, you're on the road, so you don't expect any calls and you don't get any calls. You just got to keep playing through it and just keep playing. I'm glad the kids played well. I think we played a really good night against Baylor. We took care of basketball, and one of the things we emphasized was limiting turnovers. I think we had 10 against Baylor, but then we come back against Stephen F. Austin at 28. You know, and I tell the kids, I said, we have 20 turnovers and we still win the game. But with 28 turnovers, you're not going to beat too many Division I teams.
And you mentioned the 28 turnovers. You're in it with a 13-point loss. You mentioned that. Cut down 8 of those turnovers.
You win the game.
You win the game.
You win the game. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they played hard. You know, Stephen F. Austin, they have a very good program as well, and he wants his program to be the number 1 team in his conference as well. And he said it takes time to get there. You know, and I just think that's what we take care of the basketball. Because we talked that, me and Mark talked after the game. You take care of the basketball, you take a couple good shots, you win.
We'll get into your primary ball handler and how special she is and some of the milestones she's closing in on. However, it was a costly road trip from an injury side as well.
Yeah, we the Baylor game, we lost Camille Downs. She's one of our top freshmen coming in. So that was tough. She was playing well at the time. She had like 8 or 9 points in the first half of the game, and she went down right in front of the bench. No one was around her. She just went to go back to get the ball and went down. You know, it happens. It's part of the game. And I tell that's because she doesn't work hard in practice. So if you work hard in practice, you work hard in the weight room, that doesn't happen. Now, she's a good kid. She's scheduled to have surgery on Monday, so she'll be back next year.
Is that a situation where, because it is game 1, she is cleared for that medical red shirt?
Yes, she'll be cleared for the medical red shirt as well. Yep, definitely was worth it being game 1. So, you know, you don't want it to happen at all, but if it had to happen, it happened early enough where it doesn't affect her. She'll get that 4 year back, which is huge.
So for Genesis Lucas as your primary ball handler, leading scorer at 21 points a game, 4 boards a night. She's closing in on 1,000. She's 11 away from 900. Knock on wood, she gets that done today. That in mind, how special a player is she?
Very special. You know, Jen works hard in practice, and she tries to get the other guards to follow behind her. And I tell my guards, she's fantastic, first team all-conference guard. You need to mirror your game just like Jen. So whatever she's doing in practice, that's what you need to be doing as well.
Speaking of mirroring, you've got a big to deal with today in Carolyn Hummel. It's kind of a ho-hum stat line, 6 points a game, 2 boards, 1 assist. But she's pesky on the post, Coach. At 6'1", a senior, she does the high-low, the pick and roll very, very well. How do you look to defend against her?
Just being her face the entire night. It's interesting you say it. We just talked about her in the locker room. And last year, she's the one who really caused us a bunch of problems. She had 4 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds, finished with 9 on the night, but they were second chance baskets that she would always get the putback on. So, we lose by 8 or 9, and she has 8 or 9 points off of second chance opportunities.
Did you address with the kids at all the fact that, okay, now we're back to our peer group, Stephen F. Austin as opposed to a Baylor, now at Mount St. Mary's, an in-state rival. Does that change the preparation at all?
No, it doesn't change the preparation. We still prepare for Mount St. Mary's as if we were playing Baylor. And I just said that to them in the locker room. I said, you showed me against one of the top teams in the country because you only turned the ball over 10 times. So we can take care of the basketball. I said each possession is valuable. And that was the one thing that we talked about at Baylor was every possession is very valuable tonight. So, again, here against Mount St. Mary's, the exact same thing. Every possession is extremely important, so we got to take care of the basketball.
Catrice Dixon, as well, a 5'9" senior, coming in as their leading scorer at 12.5, 2 and 2. Coach, I got to ask you, they're running a ton of freshmen out, just like you were going to run a couple of freshmen out as well. It seems like the Mountaineers want to run with their freshmen as opposed to their upperclassmen.
No, Maria's a new coach, and she's trying to build her program and put her mark on the program. And you have to bring in your freshmen. That's the exact same thing I was doing here. We got 2 of them hurt now, but we're still young. We got our chances of sophomore. We got a couple other sophomores and juniors that are playing. Genesis and Kansas are the only 2 seniors that we have. So it's a process. It's a process. But the kids are buying in, and they're doing a fantastic job.
So in a matchup like today with an in-state rival, crowd continues to file in. What are your expectations in a game like this before going back on the road?
Yes, back on the road. We're going to concentrate against, like I said, taking care of the basketball. Value every single possession. Take good shots. If you have to make an extra pass so the next person has a good shot, then that's what we need to do. One of the problems that we've been having issues with is second chance opportunities. The other team gets second chance opportunities. So one of the things we also talked about was taking care of the basketball and box it out. We like to think we can jump over everyone all the time. No, how about we box out first and then go get a rebound? So that's our main focus tonight.
Those sound like keys. Your keys to victory to get win one on the season in the home opener.
Take care of the basketball, not turn it over, boxing out, limit the second chance opportunities, and get back on the breaks. I just think if we can do those three things, I think we can win the game tonight.
Certainly appreciate the time as always, Coach. Good luck this afternoon.
No problem. Thank you.
There it is, head coach Dwayne Burrows here on the Countdown to Tip-Off show, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. By the way, fans, weekdays from 11 to 2, take advantage of the new 15-minute lunch guarantee at Buffalo Wild Wings. Available for dine-in orders at participating locations for a limited time. See restaurant for details. After a timeout, we'll come back with more of the Buffalo Wild Wings Countdown to Tip-Off. Get you today's starting lineups for both teams. Coppin State and Mount St. Mary's as we continue on the home of the Eagles in the Coppin State Sports Radio Network. at courtside of the PEC Arena here at Coppin State University, Baltimore, Maryland. Todd Bartley with you. Thanks once again to head coach Dwayne Burrows. Today for Mount St. Mary's and the Mountaineers, they are going to deploy a team that has lost back-to-back games. They opened the season with a blowout loss to 6th-ranked Notre Dame and then bounced back with a loss at Xavier, 66-45. Next up for the Mountaineers, they're on the road to Fairfield on the 21st of November, 7 p.m. tip-off. For first-year head coach of the Mountaineers, Maria Marquesano. She made a name for herself, by the way, at Walsh University, North Canton, Ohio, with back-to-back 20-win seasons, before most recently serving as an associate head coach and then taking over the Mount St. Mary's program. Again, 0-2 on the year, but a career record of 79-59. She'll deploy a lead guard, a 5'5" sophomore out of Woodbridge, Virginia, and Ashley White. She's flanked by Juliette Lawless, a 5'9" junior, 3 points a game, 5 boards, 3.5 assists, out of New York State. Kayla Agentovich, 5'9" sophomore, 5 points, 2 boards, and an assist out of Scott Township, Pennsylvania. She's the 3. The 4 is Catrice Dixon, 5'9" senior, at 12.5 a game, 2 boards, 2 assists, out of Hagerstown, Maryland. She is the team's leading scorer coming into play today. And as I talked to Coach Burrows, Carolyn Hummel, 6'1" senior. It may be 6 points as an average, 2 boards, and 1 assist out of Brights Grove, Ontario, but the Canadian is very active in and around the paint, can also step out beyond the free throw line, and is a very solid player in the Northeast Conference, from which Mount St. Mary's hails. For Coppin State, they will deploy lead guard at 5'7", a redshirt senior, Genesis Lucas, 21 points a game, 4 rebounds out of Brandywine, Maryland. She's flanked by Maria Smith, 5'5" freshman at 6.5 points a game, 60% from 3 in the early going out of Owings Mills, Maryland. Chance Graham, 5'11" sophomore, 14 points a game, 11 boards out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland at the 3. The 4 is Candace Beverly, 6' senior at 7 points a game, 3 boards. Alexis Taylor, 6'4" junior, averaging a point a game, 2.5 boards out of Washington, D.C. So we are just about set to tip things off between 2 in-state rivals here in the state of Maryland, Mount St. Mary's and Coppin State. It's coming your way next on the home of the Eagles, the Coppin State Sports Network. That court side of the PEC Arena here on the campus of Coppin State University as the Eagles get set to take on the Mountaineers in women's basketball. Mount St. Mary's in this series. It'll be the 9th meeting all time, and the Mount holds a 5-3 series lead going into competition today. Next up for Coppin State, as I mentioned with Coach Burrows in our conversation, they'll be back on the road to Charleston Southern in just 2 days for a 7:30 tip-off before heading to the West Coast to take on Missouri and a team to be determined in Berkeley. That tip-off on November 24th is slated for 4 p.m. Fans, you can visit CoppinStateSports.com to get the latest information on Coppin athletic events, as well as check out the live video stream for all home events. You can also join us on social media, on Facebook and Twitter. And when you come to home games or go on the road to meet the teams, you need Eagles gear. So check out CoppinGear.com to get your CSU apparel. It's where the home team shops, and shops early and often, especially with the holidays right around the corner. You got to get your Eagles gear. Save the dates, by the way. Talk about in-state rivals. The Maryland Terps are here at 2 o'clock on December 20th in women's basketball. Then December 6th, Coppin State men's basketball has their home opener against Navy. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off for the men on December 6th here on the home of the Eagles. So those starting lineups being announced. Mount St. Mary's will deploy White, Lawless, Magentovich, Dixon, and Hummel. Coppin State deploys Lucas, Smith, Beverly, Graham, and Taylor. And special thanks to WNST AM 1570, official radio home of Coppin State Athletics, for our first game broadcast of the season. So all the home events and some select road games as well to be broadcast on WNST AM 1570 all season long online. FoxSportsWinnersport.com, stream number 6, and you can get that on your phone as well, iPhone or Android device. Coppin the home whites trimmed in blue and gold. For Mount, they're in the road blue uniform. White numbers, white letters trimmed in the old gold, if you will. Final conversations going on in both teams' huddles before heading to the jump circle, where Alexis Taylor climbs in for Coppin State against Catrice Dixon for Mount St. Mary's. Official has the basketball, puts it in the air, and the opening tip-off is controlled by Mount St. Mary's. White to bring it across the time stripe out of the forecourt. Dribbles right, ball screen handoff now. For Genovitz. Near side left to Lawless, and we had an inadvertent horn, and the shot clock never started. 9:49 to go in the first quarter. Again, we go 10-minute quarters in women's basketball. So, of course, if the game clock is at 9:49, shot clock to 19. Well, keep in mind again, first game of the year, working the technical difficulties out. So 19 on the shot clock, and then they're going to reset the game clock, which drifted down to 9:47, now to 9:49. We're ready to go back to live action. Inbound from right in front of the broadcast location. Comes to White, swings it between the rings. Now for Dixon. Between the rings now. Genovitz, near side left to Dixon, around the horn right side to White, 7 to shoot. Near side left. Genovitz with 2, down to 1. They're not going to get one off. Shot clock violation. So Coppin State's first defensive possession, where they have to defend, ends in a shot clock violation. It's exactly what Coach Burrows said. They got to get stops. Pressure on the ball, and again, shot clock's having an issue. Down to 9:26 on the game clock. Smith to inbound to Lucas. 27 to shoot. Now throws a double team at Lucas. Smith on the catch, now to the forecourt. Hands it back to Lucas, top side right. Genesis off the bounce, ball screen handoff, coming back to her left. On the handoff to Smith, now curling left, glass, rim, it spun off on the left-hand runner for Lucas. The follow will not drop, but a whistle and a foul. So Ashley White picks up the first foul in today's game. Comes with 9:07 to go in the first quarter. Puts Alexis Taylor at the free throw line. Puts it on the way, rimming off. One dribble, a catch, a spin. Second attempt on the way, back iron, no good. Rebound to Hummel, almost lost it up the near side left. Genovitz wants a 3. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Chance Graham. Swings it, far side left. On the catch, Beverly. Backs it out. Left side, Lucas wants a 3. It's on the way and good. Genesis Lucas. Coppin State in front, 3-0. Pressure on the ball. Now to the forecourt. White handles it nicely. Back between the rings to Dixon. Back to White, now to Dixon. Hands it off. Genovitz. Bounce it near side left to White. Give it back to Genovitz. It's off a shoot top and out of bounds. Last touch by Chance Graham. Inbound to the sideline. Genovitz, top side left down to White. White around the screen. Left elbow feed down to the doorstep. Went right through the hands of the intended target on that doorstep. That's Hummel. Deflected by Coppin State, 10 to shoot for the Mountaineers. Inbounder is White, kicks it out left corner. Double team comes to Dixon, knocked away, and we've got contact. It's a block on Dixon. Her first, second on Mount St. Mary's as a team. Beverly to inbound, hands it off to Lucas, draws the double team, had it poked away, stolen by Dixon. Dixon on the run back, goes strong to the glass, the rim, no good. And the loose ball yanked down by Alexis Taylor, and since the Mount got the opening tip-off, It's Coppin State basketball. 8:14 to go in the first. Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's 3-0. Again, pressure on the ball. Graham swings it far side left, picked off by White, goes to the glass and scores. Makes it a 3-2 Eagles lead. Graham on the bounce, over the top feed, picked off. It was intended for Graham. Swing ahead is picked off, this time by Smith. Far side left to Lucas. Lucas now across the time stripe into the forecourt. Dribbles back to the head of the key, gallops in the lane, swings it far side left to step in for Taylor, rim it off. Rebound to Beverly, trying to fight it back up, backs it out now to Lucas. Kicks it out right corner, 3-ball on the way, good. Chance Graham. 6-2 Coppin State, 7.5 to go in the first. Right up the right side, looks to the middle, now swings it back to the top. Dixon between the rings, dumps it down far block, into the hands of Hummel, reverse it back to White. She wants an answer three, it's good. Ashley White's got all 5 of Mount St. Mary's points, and they trail Coppin State 6-5, 7:16 to go in the first. Inbound to Smith, back to Beverly. Beverly into the forecourt. Lucas tried for a ball screen handoff. It was deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Dixon. Lucas to inbound from the far sideline. Swings it between the rings, down to Beverly. Ball screen handoff, back to Lucas, coming around the Graham screen. Lucas, top side right, thinking about that three. Help defender to her right. Goes right to the baseline, 9 to shoot, through the lane, dumps it off, power bounce inside for Beverly, and she's fouled on the way up. Aganovich picks up the foul. That's her first. It sends Candace Beverly line to the right. From our vantage point on video, it's opposite that. And Beverly knocks down the free throw. Makes it a 7-5 Coppin State lead. Second attempt is on the way. Good. Beverly got them both. Extends the lead back to 3 at 8-5 with 6:45 and counting here in the first. White in the double team, swings it near side to Dixon. Back to White. Aganovitz has it between the rings. 13 to shoot, skips it left corner. White, catch and fire three on the way. Rim, no, and it's last touched by Aganovitz out of bounds. Beverly on the inbound. Now a swing over the top to Lucas. Lucas goes around the Taylor screen, draws a double team, gives it back to Taylor. Taylor wasn't ready for it and coughed it up. Dixon on the run back, gave it up to White. Right corner, and Lucas on the return feed picked it off. Genesis all by her lonesome, goes up to the left and scores. Lucas now with 5. That's the lead, 10-5, Coppin State. Closing in on 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Top side right, Lawless with a catch. Now to Hummel out of the corner. Aganovitz near side left, gave it up to Lawless. Touch pass near side left for Dixon, swings it back Aganovitz, right corner to White, and she traveled. Changes both ways. Dami Olalede is going to check in for the first time for Coppin State and replace Alexis Taylor. Haley Sullivan has checked in for the first time for Mount St. Mary's. Beverly gives it up to Lucas. Lucas top side left. Now in the hands of Olalede. Near side, a step left jumper for Beverly from 12 is good. Give her 4. The lead is now 7 at 12-5 Coppin State. Nearly halfway through the first quarter. Near side left to Sullivan. Sullivan swings it top side left. Aganovitz to the corner for White. Her 3 ball comes front iron, no good. Smith, quick outlet to Lucas. Lucas, back to Dami, right through her hands and out of bounds. 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. It's now Coppin State 12, Mount St. Mary's 5. Back after a 60-second timeout on the Coppin State Sports Network. Back to the PEC Arena here in Baltimore, Maryland, campus of Coppin State. Todd Bartley with you. Brian Williams in the Coppin State Sports Studios today. Welcoming the fans listening on WNST AM 1570 here in Baltimore as well. First 5 minutes, both teams not taking care of the basketball. 5 turnovers for Coppin State, 4 for Mount St. Mary's. Trisha Albert checked in at the media timeout, just under 5 minutes for Coppin State. Sullivan swings it near side left. Aganovitz picks up the bounce, swings it back between the rings. Sullivan fumbles, puts it on the floor, comes left with 13 to shoot. Defended by Smith. Back to Aganovitz. Aganovitz top side left. Sullivan going left of the lane, in the lane, floats one up, rim and off. Battle for the rebound, last touched by Candace Beverly, out of bounds. Substitution for Mount St. Mary's. Aganovitz is going to check out. Bridget Burkhead will check in. Inbound comes to Sullivan, far side. Now orbits back to the top of the key. Fresh 30-second shot clock, by the way. Near side left to Burkhead. Burkhead swings it back far side of the right, in and out of the hands of Dixon, and out of bounds. Beverly inbounds now for Lucas. Lucas, as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the opening quarter, swings it to Smith. Graham to the doorstep, right through the hands of Albert, and out of bounds. Crooms will now check in and replace Albert for Coppin State. Sullivan will bring it into the forecourt, uncontested. Looking at a 2-3 zone, goes right side to White. Now back to Sullivan. Sullivan back between the rings now for Burkhead. Reverse it off, 3-ball for Sullivan, rim it off. Rebound to Graham, looking for an outlet. Over the top feed to Lucas up the far side of the floor.
No, Kane is going to the floor.
Crooms with it, now back to Lucas. Step right, 3-ball on the way and good. Lucas now with 8. She's 3 away from 900 in her career, and the lead is now 10 at 15-5, under 3.5 to go in the first quarter. White with it, top side. Reverse it off, right side to Sullivan. Sullivan to the right corner. Intended for Dixon, deflected, and last touch by Genesis Lucas, out of bounds. Hunter Rosen's going to check in for the first time and replace Carolyn Hummel for Mount St. Mary's. White from Dixon, now gives it back to Sullivan. Top side left to Burkhead, near side left to Sullivan. Gave it up head of the key down to Rosen. Step back three is on the way. Make it a long two for Ashley White. She's got all 7 Mount St. Mary's points and makes it a 15-7 game. No look, feed to the doorstep. Power bounce for Beverly. Glass rim, it spun off. It's a great look. Just didn't drop in the cylinder. To the doorstep, in and out of the hands of Rosen, out of bounds. Beverly to Lucas on the inbound. Lucas now to the forecourt, approaching head of the key. Top side of the right now to Smith. Swings it back between the rings, Beverly. Crooms, a touch, far corner. Lucas came up short. It might have been deflected. It's stolen back, and scoring with the right hand is Smith. 17-7, Coppin State, 2:15 to go in the first. Sullivan on the bounce, coming left. Bounce it off to Burkhead. Gave it back to Sullivan. Back to Burkhead. Skip pass, far side, picked off. Lucas on the run back. Slows everything down and now approaches head of the key. Swing comes right side to Smith. Skip it back to Lucas. Touch pass now for Beverly. Give it back right side. A 3-ball, rim it off for Smith. Offensive rebound is gathered in by Beverly, and she's fouled. That brings Lawless. Aganovich back in. Burkhead with the foul. That's her first. Swing it to Crooms, far side left. Gave it up to Lucas. She'll orbit back to the top of the key with 90 on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock.
Swing it. Give it back.
No look feed to Beverly. Gave it back. Top side right to Smith. Gave it up to Lucas. Knocked away. Lucas got it back to the near sideline. Saved it in. On the run back. Settle lost the handle out of bounds. She just checked in for the Mountaineers and lost the handle out of bounds. Keep it 17-7 Coppin State. 1:14 to go in the first. Lucas marching across the time stripe now to the forecourt. Top side left to Crooms. Bounce it back to Lucas as we go under a minute to go in the first. Near right corner, Smith. Back to Lucas. Lucas, 10 to shoot. Popping out to set the screen is Graham. Lucas for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Long rebound popped out to Settle. Settle on a run back, defended by Lucas. Keeps the bounce alive, now to the forecourt. Lawless, right of the lane, fights it up. Rim, no, but a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Crooms. That's her first. And the first team foul against Coppin State comes with 40.2 to go in the quarter. Line left from my vantage point for Lawless. Comes rimming off on the front end. Second attempt, good. It's the first point scored by someone not named Ashley White for Mount St. Mary's. Makes it 17-8. Roughly a 10-second margin, game and shot clock. Skip pass right corner. Crooms on the bounce, now to Lucas. Lucas defended by Sullivan. Crooms to the corner. Graham wants a 3, goes long, right there to clean it up. Fights it up to the rim, counted on a foul for Smith. She's got 4 in the quarter, makes it 19-8 with a free throw coming. Ashley White checks in, replaces Aganovich. And now Bradford checks in for Coppin State before the free throw attempt by Smith. Free throw comes rimming off, so keep it 19-8 in favor of Coppin State. Settle the handle, turns right, hands it off to Sullivan, 7 to shoot. Near side left to White, launches the 3, rimming off. Rebound to Graham, couldn't corral it. Settle fires one up near the horn, and there is the horn as it goes wide of the rim and no good. At the end of the first quarter, it's Coppin State leading Mount St. Mary's 19-8. We're back after a 60-second timeout on the Coppin State Sports Network. Set to begin quarter number 2 here at the PEC Arena, Coppin State University, Baltimore, Maryland. Todd Bartley with you, courtside. Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's 19-8 after the first quarter. Mount St. Mary's 3 of 11 for 27.3% in the first, 1 of 6 from 3. Coppin State 50% from the field on 7 of 14 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. Rebounding margin to Coppin, 9-8. Turnover margin, 9-7, Mount St. Mary's. Curl right by Lawless. Kick out to the right corner. Weiss 3 comes rimming off. Rebound to Smith. Out of the double team. Gets it away down to Crooms. Now for Lucas. Lucas defended by White. Now to the forecourt. Ball screen handoff. Gave it up to Smith. Ball screen handoff back to Crooms. Nearly lost the handle. Going left of the lane. Floats one up. No, but a whistle and a foul. Ashley White, I believe, just picked up her second personal foul. She did. They'll make the change in between free throws. So now White and Ajenovich each have 2 fouls as Crooms goes to the free throw line and knocks it down to make it 28, Coppin State. So that brings Dixon back into the Mountaineers lineup. Second Crooms attempt. It's on the way, rim it off. So keep it 28, Coppin State. Dixon swings it left side to Sullivan. Curls to the free throw line, got cut off. Kicks it out right corner to Settle. Back to Sullivan for 3 and she drains it. Haley Sullivan's 3 makes it 20-11 Coppin State. Pressure again on the ball, over the top to Beverly. Now to the forecourt. Kicks it out left corner. A 3 ball for Smith is on the way. Rim glass, no. Rebound yanked down by Settle. Settle on the run back. Pulls up the right elbow and drains it. 20-13 Coppin State. Now by 7 as Mount St. Mary's putting together some offense. Smith now runs the show. Hands it off to Crooms. Ball screen hand off to Lucas. Curls to the head of the key. Defended by Sullivan. Crooms, check that. Lucas went to a jump stop. Throws it right side to Smith. Off the back iron, no. And nobody in white there to get it. 2 blue jerseys converge for the rebound. And neither one come up with it. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Coppin State. Alexis Taylor checking in. Exiting is Crooms. Inbound comes to Beverly, top side left. Gave it back to Lucas. Lucas coming right. Head of the key. Swings it near side of the right. Floating right-hander. No good for Smith. The follow by Taylor goes wide to the right and out of bounds. That brings Dami back to the table to replace Alexis Taylor. 8:16 to go in the opening half. 20-13. Coppin State leading Mount St. Mary's. Dixon around the screen. Curls right of the lane. Kicks it out. Right side. Sullivan wants another three. Hard off the back iron, no. Domi battling for the rebound. It's corralled by Smith. Quick outlet to Lucas. Lucas runs it back. Line, left of the lane. Swings it out for a 12-foot jumper. Rim and off on the attempt by Beverly. Sullivan up the right side. Runs in traffic. Left of the lane. Hesitation dribble in the lane. Swings it right corner. Into the hands of Lawless. Reverse it off. Rim glass no into Dixon. Triple try. And the rebound comes down to Beverly. In traffic. She got tied up. Possession arrow gives it to Coppin State. That brings Hummel back to the scorer's table for Mount St. Mary's. She replaces Rosen. And is Beverly ready to inbound the basketball with 7:39 to go in the half. Coppin State in front of Mount St. Mary's 20-13. Smith gives it up to Odelede. Now back to Lucas. Lucas into the jump circle. Goes left to right. Shovels it left side to Domi. 10-footer. Rim. Good. And a foul. Oleyede's on the board to make it 22-13 with a free throw coming. Fouls on Lawless. That's her first. Domi can't complete the three-point play. However, Graham yanks down that rebound to keep it alive. For Coppin State up 22-13, 7:11 to go in the half. Lucas crosses over. Right elbow step back on the way. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Settle. Runs it uncontested into the forecourt. Near side left to Sullivan. Sullivan swings it left corner now to Dixon. Reverses it right side. Lawless trying to dump it down to Hummel. Picked off. Lucas running back in a one-on-one against Sullivan. Ducks in with a right. Rim it off. Battle for the loose ball. It's still on the floor. Nobody's picked it up yet, and now they go in and tie it up. It's coming back to Mount St. Mary's. Credit to the officials there. Nobody had possession until the scrum happened, and then with two players tying up the basketball, that creates the jump ball scenario. Sullivan right side now for Lawless. Lawless kicks it out to the right corner. All the way back to the top to Settle. Her jumper comes rimming off, and the rebound to Graham. Lucas very deliberate on the bounce. Back to the forecourt. Swings it top side right to Graham. Graham hands it back to Lucas. Runs in the lane. Got bumped off. The ball came free. And here comes Lawless on the run out. Left side Dixon. Gallops to the glass. Good. And a foul. Dixon's first field goal makes it 22-15. Coppin State with a free throw coming at the 6:05 mark. Burkhead's back, replacing Settle. Fouls on Chance Graham. That's her first. So Dixon at the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play, and she does. 22-16 Coppin State. Pitch ahead to Lucas. 10-foot step in. Right of the rim, no good. Into the forecourt now, Lawless. Right side Dixon. Right to the doorstep. Hummel. Glass rim, no good. Graham might have had a piece of that. Beverly hands it off to Lucas. Lucas now to the forecourt, approaching head of the key. Hands it off to Graham. Facing up the right elbow, now steps back behind the arc. Left side Domi, 15-footer. Back of the rim, no good. Lawless on the outlet. Left side Sullivan gathers, fires for three. Rim it off, and we have a foul on the rebound attempt. It's on Beverly. That's her first. That brings Ashley White back in, replacing Carolyn Hummel, as the Mount goes to a smaller lineup. White from the baseline, looking, swings it top side of the right. Into the hands of Burkhead, back to White. Lawless, back to Burkhead, a three ball on the way, rim glassing off, rebound, Chance Graham. Gave it up to Lucas.
1 foot flat. 1 foot flat. Nobody get down.
Lucas now through the jump circle into the forecourt. Backs it out with a left-hand dribble. Comes back to her right. Bounce it out, right corner. 3 ball is on the way. Back of the rim, no good. And Coppin State has gone ice cold. Lawless into the forecourt. Ran through a double team. Lucas to the floor to knock it away. It's in the hands of White. Swings it left corner. 3 ball on the way for Sullivan. And it comes rimming off. Rebound to Graham. Hands it off to Lucas and a timeout, Coppin State. That comes at the media timeout as well. 4:38 to go here in the opening half. And we'll step aside for a 60-second timeout on the Coppin State Sports Network. So out of the media timeout, Coach Bros again called that timeout to stop everything with 4:38 to go as Mount St. Mary's climbing back in the game, having trailed 15-5. A bit of a run here at 11-7 since that point in favor of Mount St. Mary's. 27 to shoot. Candace Beverly to inbound the basketball. Bounce it into Crooms. Crooms being defended by White. Out of the forecourt. Ball screen handoff. Comes back to Beverly. Beverly going left to the head of the key. Throws it back door. Intended for Genesis Lucas, and it was turned over. Sullivan quickly the other way. Hands it off to White. Penetration off the right wing. Steps into a double team. Shovels it back to the right corner to Sullivan. Now to Burkhead. Deflected by Lucas. Skip pass far side right. White goes baseline right to the doorstep and scores. White now with 9. Makes it 22-18 in favor of Coppin State. Beverly, head of the key, stops the free throw line. She's fouled on the jumper. That's on Lawless. That's her second. So Beverly steps in at the free throw line. And it's good. Candace Beverly now with 5. Makes it 23-18 Coppin State. Second attempt is on the way. Rim, and it rattles home. Candace now with 6. 24-18. The lead is 6 for Coppin State. 3:50 and counting in the opening half. White between the rings.
Do you want Coach to do halftime before? Okay.
And on the missed by Dixon, she couldn't corral the rebound and went out of bounds. Pressure on the ball. It comes back to Beverly. Beverly swings it back to Lucas. Lucas coming across the time stripe into the court. Left-hand dribble. Calls the play with 18 to shoot. Now to Dami, top side left. Surveying the situation. Top side of the right. Graham wants a 3. It glances off the left of the iron. No good. Rebound to Dixon over the top feed. Lawless galloping to the glass. Got clocked on the way through. It's Graham's second. That brings Alexis Taylor immediately to the scorer's table. 2 free throws coming. First one's on the way. Front iron no good for Juliette Lawless. So Taylor comes in, replaces Graham, exiting with a 3-point field goal and 2 fouls. Chance came in averaging a double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds. Second free throw by Lawless is good. She's got 2.5 and makes it 24-19 Coppin State. Taylor picked up the dribble, hands it off to Crooms. Crooms out of the forecourt. Ball screen handoff back to Lucas. Lucas far side as we approach 3 minutes to go in the half. Dami lost the handle for a moment.
Reset.
Gave it right corner. Back to Crooms. Now to Lucas. 8 to shoot. Genesis off the bounce, and I think she got hand checked. She did. Dixon with her second. .251 to go in the half. 24-19 Coppin State. Crooms on the catch, top side right. Bounce it back to Lucas. Lucas defended by Burkhead. Coming left, shovels it to Taylor. It's off Taylor's body, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Alexis Taylor. That brings Patricia Albert back to the scorer's table and replaces Alexis Taylor. White now to the forecourt with the handle. Now for Sullivan. In between the rings. Now for Lawless. Left side Burkhead. Reverse it off down to Sullivan. Head of the key. 15 to shoot. Right corner kick out. 3-ball for Lawless. Right of the rim. No good. Rebound to Lucas. Lets all the traffic clear. And now brings it across the time stripe as we close in on 2 minutes to go first half. Odelede off the bounce. Right side runner is good. Dami now with 4. 26-19. The Coppin State lead back to 7. 1:50 to go in the half. White top side left. Swings it off to Sullivan. Hands it back to Burkhead. Far side right to Lawless. Down the doorstep to Dixon. Draws a double team. Got pinned underneath the basket. Swings it left side. A 3-ball for Burkhead. Comes rimming off. Rebound on the floor. Lawless. Dami ends up the loose ball. Hands it off to Lucas. Under 90 seconds to go in the half. Lucas down to the forecourt. Hands it off. Dami going right to the lane. Lost the handle. She double dribbled. Well, they call it travel. I think she touched it with both hands. Either way, it's turnover. So White with the handle. 75 seconds to go in the half. Coppin State leads by 7, 26-19. Hands it off to Sullivan. Now to Lawless. Right side. 3-ball for Sullivan. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound to Dami. Outlet now for Lucas. Under a minute to go in the half. Critical possession coming down the stretch here late in the half. Dami with it. Far side left to Kroom. Step back 3 is on the way. Back of the rim. No, what a battle for the rebound. I think we're going the other way. We are. Albert hooked the Mountaineer would-be rebounder, and the official caught her. So now 49.8 to go, and on the 5th team foul in the quarter, it's 2 shots. And the free throw for Burkhead is on the way and good. 26-20, Coppin State with the lead. Second one is good. So Burkhead got them both, makes it 26-21, Coppin State. Beverly with it now to the forecourt. She had not established both feet into the forecourt. That's why it was not an over and back. Lucas has it on her right hip. Game clock rolling down toward 30 seconds. Shot clock to 15. You do the math. Lucas on the bounce. Left to right to the head of the key. Jump stop in a lane. No look feed. Left in a lane and unable to finish is Albert. Here comes the Mount running back the other way. Lawless swings it left side to White. White lost the handle, picks up the dribble, hands it off to Lawless. Right side, clean look at a three for Sullivan, wide left. Dami, the loose ball, now for Beverly. Lucas with three, down to two, down to one. Three ball at the horn for Crooms. It's off the glass, no good. At the end of the opening half, it is Coppin State 26, Mount St. Mary's 21. And as we run the numbers at the half, that was not the quarter that Coppin State wanted. Mount St. Mary's actually outscored Coppin State 13-7 in the quarter. So we'll send it back to the Coppin State Sports Studios. Check in on the highlights of the opening half. Bring you back with numbers. And when both teams reemerge, getting set for the second half, we'll have a conversation with head coach Dwayne Burrows. That's next on the Coppin State Sports Network. That courtside at the PEC Arena, where at the half, Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's 26-21. 19-8 Coppin State after one quarter of play, and then Mount St. Mary's outscores the Eagles 13-7 in quarter number 2. Getting back in the game with a 13-7 run to trim the lead to just 4 at 22-18. Individually, for Mount St. Mary's, off their bench, Rosensaw time didn't tally. It is Burkhead and Settle each with 2, Sullivan with 3. For the starters, Hummel's been held scoreless, along with Agenovich. She's playing in foul trouble with 2. Lawless 2 free throw makes, Dixon with 3, and Ashley White with a game high of 9. For Coppin State off their bench, Bradford and Albert saw time didn't tally. Crooms with a free throw. Odelede with 2 two-point field goals for a total of 4 points. For the starters, Taylor's been held scoreless. Graham with a 3. Smith with 2 two-point field goals for 4 points. Candace Beverly with 6 points. Genesis Lucas with 8, including 2 threes in the opening half. She's now 3 points away from 900 in her career. After a timeout, both teams should be heading back to the floor here at the PEC Arena at Coppin State University. We'll get you set for the second half with Coppin State in front of Mount St. Mary's, 26-21 on the Coppin State Sports Network. So at the half, Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's 26-21. The Mount has reemerged from the locker room. Coach Burrows still having a conversation with the Eagles after they led 19-8 after one quarter. Schedule coming up for the women's basketball team. They'll go to Charleston Southern on November 20th for a 7:30 tip-off before going to the West Coast on November 24th for a 4 o'clock tip with Missouri, and then the following day with an opponent to be determined along with a game time. Early game at Old Dominion on November 30th as this massive road trip continues for the Eagles. At Charlotte on December 3rd, at Middle Tennessee on December 5th, at West Virginia on December 10th, at Virginia Commonwealth on December 18th before hosting Maryland here at the PEC on December 20th for a 2 o'clock tip-off. Fans, you can travel in confidence and enjoy the comfort of spacious studio accommodations at the Town Place Suites Baltimore, BWI Airport, less than 10 minutes from downtown Baltimore. Your home away from home is waiting for you. That's the Town Place Suites Baltimore, BWI Airport, the official airport hotel of Coppin State Athletics. Take a time out, get set for the second half between Coppin State and Mount St. Mary's with the Eagles in front, 26-21 on the Coppin State Sports Network. Back courtside with head coach Dwayne Burrows. And, Coach, we talked about it at the outset, taking care of the basketball, and early on it didn't happen, and now we got a brand-new game at 26-21.
Yeah, and we took care of the basketball in the first quarter, and that's when we got a little lead. But in the second quarter, we started throwing it around and not really taking care of it, and it makes it a very close basketball game again.
So what's the key to the second half to retain this lead and then get away with a victory?
Again, still take care of the basketball. You know, we can't have much more than we have 10 turnovers now. We can't have no more than 15. Take care of the basketball, knock down a couple shots. I think we should be successful.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
There it is, head coach Dwayne Burrows. Appreciate his time. And that was the message, by the way, in the locker room. Take care of the basketball. No more than 15, which means you can't turn it over more than 2 or 3 times in each of the next 2 quarters, third and fourth respectively. And that prepares us for the second half. For Coppin State, they'll bring back Lucas, Smith, Graham, Beverly, and Taylor. They're starting 5. The Mount is going to do the same thing. They're going to bring back White, Lawless, Aganovich, Dixon, and Hummel. Keep in mind that Dixon, Lawless, and Aganovich all playing with 2 personal fouls. Coppin now from the radio side coming right to left for video. It's opposite that. Bounce it far block. Graham kicks it back out to Lucas. Mulling over a 3 off that right wing. Instead, lobs it back down again to Graham. Lost the handle, and she stepped out of bounds. That's 1 of the 5 in the second half.
Why are you on that side of the floor?
4 turnovers left. Lawless curls to the head of the key. Bounces it out right corner. Aganovich through the lane. Swings it left side to White. Gave it back to Dixon coming right. The floater goes back iron no, and the rebound to Graham. Graham on the run back stops shy of the time stripe. Now throws it into the forecourt and gave it up to Lucas. Lucas defended by White. Swings it back head of the key down to Graham. Back to Lucas. Lucas with 9 to shoot. Coming left to right. Spins back to her left. Cradles the basketball. Spins it up to the rim. No good. She drew a lot of contact. No call on the rebound by Graham. She was fouled. That's Lawless's third. So Graham steps in at the free throw line. Eyes down the rim, puts it on the way. Good. Chance Graham now with 4, makes it 27-21. Coppin State. Second attempt. Rim it off. So keep it 27-21. Coppin State. Kick out right corner to White. She wants a 3. Rim it off. Rebound comes down to Smith. Now for Lucas. Feeds it high right to Graham. Graham, the ball above her head. Swings it far block. Into the hands of Smith. Gave it back right side to Beverly. Top side left to Taylor. Her step in, comes back iron, no good. Rebound to Dixon. Ajenovich to White. Far left corner now. Ajenovich. Swings it off head of the key down to Dixon. Swings it near side of the right to the doorstep. Pinned there is Lawless. Puts it on the glass and good. Lawless now with 4. Cuts the lead to 4, 27-23, Coppin State. Step in at the free throw line. Front of the rim, no good on the attempt by Beverly. Offensive follow by Graham is good with the right hand. She's got 6. 29-23, Coppin State by 6. Under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ajenovich to the far left corner now for Dixon. Gave it up to White. Runs it in the lane. Nearly lost the handle. Back to the top of the key. Ajenovich wants a 3, and it's good. 29-26. Coppin by 3. This is as close as Mount St. Mary's has been since 8-5 of the first quarter. Lucas on the bounce down far block to Graham. She got taken off her feet, knocked to the floor. And the foul will be assessed. That's on Hummel. That's her first. Settle waiting at the table to check in. She replaces Agenovich, who exits with the 3-point field goal and 2 fouls. 7:15 to go in the third. Coppin State by 3 at 29-26. Top side left, Lucas. Lucas now backs it out. Bounce it far side of the right. 3 ball comes glass, no for Smith. The follow there is good for Graham. Check that. Beverly with the field goal gives her 8. 31-26 Coppin State. Running right-hander is blocked out of the hand of Dixon. On the run out, the pitch ahead comes to Smith. She comes back to the left and lost it out of bounds. The last touch by Coppin State. White swings it near side of the right, into the hands of Settle. Back to White, far side left. Back of the rim, no on the Agenovich 3 attempt. Lucas on the run back, leaves it right of the lane. Rim, no, but a whistle and a foul on the attempt by Crooms. Agenovich picks up her third. So now Crooms the free throw line, tries to coax it home. It went rim and off. Sullivan checks in. Agenovich checks out for Mount St. Mary's. And a lane violation is called. Keeps it 31-26. Lane violation assessed on Graham.
Go! Go!
Far side left, Burkhead's got it, reverse it left corner. Sullivan thinking about that three, give it back to Burkhead. Burkhead swings it near side of the right, behind White, saves it in. Here comes Lucas on the sprint back, poked away and stolen by Settle. Settle back head of the key, pinballs off the feet of Lucas. Settle in a triple team, turns right, throws it down on the doorstep and wide open for an attempt, and scoring with the right hand is Hummel. That's her first field goal to make it 31-28. Coppin State by 3, closing in on 5.5 to go, third quarter. Dami with it, head of the key. Swings it near side left. Graham, a step back 12-footer, good. Chance Graham now with 8. Makes it 33-28, Coppin State by 5. White with it, head of the key. Top side right, Burkhead. Now to White, head of the key. Right side, Burkhead coming left. Lane swings it down to the doorstep. Glass and good for Hummel. 33-30, Coppin State, and we have a loose ball that rolled beyond the baseline. So they'll freeze the clock with 5:03 to go in the third. Inbound comes to Crooms. Runs it back to the forecourt. Left side behind the arc. Back between the rings. Calls the play, dribbles right, ball screen hand off that of Beverly. Beverly spinning left to right. Her defender fell down. Beverly hit the back of the rim. No, Graham to the doorstep. Dami scores. Dami now with 6. The extra pass made all the difference. 35-30, Coppin by 5. 4:35 to go in the third. White turning left to the head of the key. Hands it off to Settle. Top side right, Burkhead. Far side left. Back to Sullivan. Kick out left corner to White. White spins back left to right, swings it back to Hummel. 15-footer, back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Beverly. She got bumped off. And the foul is on Settle. Her first, and it brings us to the under 5 media timeout in the third quarter. Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's 35-30 with 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Back in 60 seconds on the Coppin State Sports Network. Back court side at Coppin State University PEC Arena. Todd Barley with you, Brian Williams, the Coppin State Sports Studios. 35-30, Coppin State leading Mount St. Mary's. 19-8 after one, 26-21 at the break, and 35-30 with 4:10 to go in the third.
Go help, Fire.
Beverly to inbound.
Look middle.
Gets it into Dami, throws out of the double team to Beverly. She got tied up. Dual possession. And the possession arrow favors Mount St. Mary's.
Get in the third quarter. We got it.
White from the baseline to inbound. Lob to the top, Sullivan on the catch. And on the return feed to White, she gave it back to Sullivan for 3, right of the rim, no good. Rebound to Beverly. Swings it now for Lucas. Genesis, after 8 points in the opening quarter, has not yet scored. Graham shovels it off to Lucas as if she heard me. 12-footer off the right side, it's good. 37-30, Coppin State. Lucas now in double figures with 10, one away from 900 in her career. And stopping on a dime was White, and she's fouled by Crooms. That's her second. White from the baseline to inbound. Kicks it out to the corner. Dixon thought about a three. She traveled. Swings it left side to Sullivan. Sullivan reversed it off. Lucas battling settle for the ball. Lucas wins it. Shovels off to a trailing Crooms. Crooms lost the handle. Back to Lucas. Swings it through the lane. Glass and good. Chance Graham now with 10. 39-30 Coppin State. They've ripped off 6 in a row. White hands it off to Sullivan. Sullivan far side left now for Settle. Top side left Dixon. Back to Settle. 12-footer good. Settle now with 4. Makes it 39-32. Coppin State by 7. Lucas with it. Defended by Dixon. Dribbles right side behind the arc. 15 to shoot. 2:45 to go in the third. Lucas off the bounce. Goes baseline right. Shovels it off to Kroom. Sets the feet. Wants the three. It's on the way. Rim it off. Battle for the rebound, and Settle comes down with it. Over the top. Feeds it off to White. White right of the lane. Settle steps in. Rim it off. And the battle for the board. We're going to get a dual possession. As Roaston tied up that ball, the alternating possession arrow is going to give it back to Coppin State. White and Sullivan check out. Ajenovich and Lawless check back in, each with 3 personal fouls. Beverly to Lucas on the inbound. Out of the double team, swings it to the forecourt. Dami on the catch of the one bounce pass from about 60 feet away. Lucas dribbles to the head of the key. Ball screen hand off to Crooms. Crooms coming left of the lane. Gallops in with the left hand. No good off the window. Loose ball tapped out. Graham right of the lane. Got it in. Got fouled. Chance Graham very active around the basket. Give her 12 points. And the foul's on Rosen. That's her first. The lead balloons back to 9. It's also the 5th team foul in the quarter. Graham trying to complete the 3-point play. And put Coppin State back up double figures, and she did just that. Give her 13. 42-32, Coppin State leading Mount St. Mary's. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. And the shot clock's off by about, I'd say, 2 seconds. 27 on the shot clock. 1:58 to go in the third. Dixon, right side to Settle. Settle hands it back to Dixon. Around the horn it goes. 3 ball is on the way and good for Agenovich. Her second 3, give her 6 in the game. 42-35, Coppin by 7. 95 seconds to go in the third. Crooms between the rings. Ball screen hand off that of Lucas. Lucas bouncing off the Dami, head of the key. Quick lob down to the doorstep. Turning right and scoring is Graham. She's got 15. 44-35, the lead back to 9. Lawless swings it far side left. Running in the lane is Dixon. Kicks it out right corner. Galloping in and scoring with a right-hand floater. Agenovich. She's got 8. 44-37, Coppin State. Lucas, top side right, with under a minute to go in the third. Now for Dami, turns right, in the lane, fights over the right hand, glass rim, no good. Rebound to Settle. Settle runs it back toward the head of the key. Far side left, it'll be skipped to the right corner. Going to work is Lawless, right to the doorstep. Rim, no, but a whistle and a foul. Dami with her first. And it appears that Mount St. Mary's, in between free throws, is going to check in Rebecca Lee, the freshman, at 6'2". And here she comes. Rimming off the free throw attempt by Juliette Lawless keeps it 44-37. Coppin State. .1 to go in the third. Second free throw is good. Lawless split a pair, give her 5, and make it 44-38 Coppin State. Top side right, Lucas. Started toward the right of the lane, then backed it out. 12-second gap game and shot clock. Lucas defended by Agenovich. Here comes Lucas into the jump circle, now approaching head of the key. Looking at a double team, swings it right corner. Now back to Lucas. 3 ball on the way. Rim and off with 13 to go in the quarter. Last touch by whom? Settle of Mount St. Mary's. So 11.7 to go in the third. Coppin with a chance. Crooms on the lob. Picked off. Agenovich runs it the length of the floor and ran right into Genesis Lucas and is called for an offensive foul. Or did she just lose it out of bounds? No foul, she just lost it out of bounds. Wow. 7.8 to go in the third. A third chance here near the end of the quarter. Lucas on the catch, runs line, lane, fights it up, missed it. Crooms at the horn, will score. Make it 46-38. Coppin State leading Mount St. Mary's as we enter the fourth quarter on the Coppin State Sports Network. (46-38). Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's as we head to the fourth quarter here at the PEC Arena on the campus of Coppin State University. Fans visit Buffalo Wild Wings weekdays from 11 to 2. Take advantage of their new 15-minute lunch guarantee. That means less time waiting and more time eating before you got to get back to the office. Buffalo Wild Wings. Available for dine-in orders, participating locations for limited time. See restaurant for details. Proud sponsor of Coppin State Athletics. Both teams shooting under 37% for the game through 3 quarters. Rebounding margin 38-26 in favor of the Eagles. Chance Graham a double-double. 14-11 coming in, 15-10 today. Turnover margin 16-13 Coppin State. So as we head to the fourth quarter, Coppin State is 1 over the Coach Burrow's limit of 15. So off the inbound, it comes to Lawless, stolen away by Lucas. Lucas on the run out, going strong with the left, fights it up, glass no, but a whistle and a foul. Fouls on Dixon, I believe that would be her third. Rim and off by Genesis Lucas. She'll have another. Second attempt is on the way. Her 900th career point. Makes it 47-38. Coppin State. And the recurring shot clock issue has again reared its ugly head. .27 again. There you go. 3 seconds.
Come on, White. One stop. One stop.
Inbound to Lawless. Bounces back to Genovich. Ball screen handoff. Back to Lawless. Tried to feed it inside. Tommy with the steal. Feeds it to Lucas. 5-on-4 the other way. Lucas at the free throw line. Backs it out right wing behind the arc. Lucas with it, using the Graham screen to the right. Wants a step in from 15 and good again. Lucas closing in now on 1,000. 98 away in her career. She has 13 today. Kick out right side, that's good for Settle. She's got 6. Makes it 49-40. Coppin State, less than 9 minutes to go. Lucas approaching head of the key. She's got 2 screen options. Uses the Graham screen to the right. Right of the lane runner. Floats it up. Never got there. Pulled out of midair by Lee. Into the forecourt now, Settle. Far side left. Aganovich gave it up head of the key to Lawless. Far side left. Aganovich for 3. Lipped the rim and popped out. The follow by Lee.
3 seconds.
Popped out. She turns and scores with the right hand. 49-42. Coppin State by 7. 8:15 to go. Lucas now to the forecourt. Approaching head of the key. Around the Graham screen to the right. Thought about a 3. Hesitation dribble. Lost the handle on the way by. It's off her body and out of bounds. At the 8:01 mark, White checks back in for Mount St. Mary's. Lee will check out.
Change the whole game now. Come on, White. Let's go. Take team basketball.
Inbound comes to White. Now head of the key, looking at a 2-3 zone. Left to right comes Dixon to the head of the key. Swings it back right side to Lawless. Lawless, right corner. Dixon thought about a 3. Goes baseline right. Fights it up. No, but a whistle and a foul. Fouls on Beverly. That's her second. It's the 3rd team foul on Coppin State here in the 4th quarter. It's got 7:46 remaining. And the first free throw by Dixon barely got to the front iron. Second free throw, front of the rim, side of the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Graham almost took Dami's face off going for that rebound. Here comes Lucas with the handle, now to the forecourt. Defended by Settle. Dami's got it head of the key. Goes left of the lane. Stops, pivots, turns right, fires it up, rim and off. Rebound again and a follow by Graham. It's good. She's got 17. 51-42 Eagles. Line, lane, right to the doorstep. Got pinned on the baseline. Pivots back, and did she travel or a timeout? Timeout, Mount St. Mary's. So with the timeout on the floor, 7:11 to go, 4th quarter. It's now Coppin State 51, Mount St. Mary's 42. We're back in 60 seconds on the Coppin State Sports Network. So out of the media timeout, 7:13 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, 51-42, Coppin State in front of Mount St. Mary's. Rebounding margin, and this is primarily because of Chance Graham. She's the difference. 40-29, Coppin State. Inbounder is Settle. Gave it up to Lawless. It's deflected by Coppin State out of bounds. 21 remaining on the shot clock.
One stop, White. One stop.
Inbounder is Aganovich. Gave it up to White. They're playing two-man, head of the key. White to handle. Back to Aganovich. Swings it high left. Now for Settle. Gave it up to Lawless. Back to Settle at the left elbow. Gave it back. Left side, Lawless ducks in. She traveled. And it's a foul call against Coppin State. It's Dami's second.
Good call, good call.
Inbound to White, top side left. Gave it up to Lawless. Gallops in the lane. Drew contact from Graham. Kicked it out right corner. Lucas battling for the loose ball with Aganovich. Gave it up to White. Ran it up to the glass of the rim. No good. And Beverly wrenches it away. And we're going the other way on the foul by Ashley White. That brings Mariah Smith back to the scorer's table for Coppin State with 6:38 to go.
Go fire, go fire, go fire.
Crooms will check out as Smith checks back in. Beverly to inbound. Gave it up to Lucas. It was knocked out of bounds by Lawless. Okay. That was very close to a Coppin State turnover. Inbound to Smith. Gave it back to Lucas. She'll bring it across the time stripe. Crosses over on Lawless. Now to the jump circle, approaching head of the key. Coppin goes 1-4 flat off the right side. Smith to Graham, turns left, fights it up, scores again. Chance Graham with 19. 53-42, Coppin State. Head of the key, White. Coming left to right, in the lane, trying to fight it up through Graham. She blocked it. Down to the floor they go. They'll tie it up. It's coming the other way. Coppin State basketball. 6:05 to go. Oh, they call White with a foul. That's her fourth. I thought it was dual possession. So it's a foul. Keep the arrow with Coppin State. That's White's fourth foul. That brings Sullivan back in to replace White. Lucas with it now to the forecourt. Defended by Lawless. Lucas just backed off by about 10 feet and left Lawless standing still. Lucas on a ball screen handoff from Dami. Right elbow with 13 to shoot. Going right in the lane. Ducks in, fights one up. Way off. Now for Lawless on the run back. Head of the key. Stops. Keeps the dribble alive. Hands it off right side. Dixon, clean look at a three. Back of the rim, top of the backboard. No good. Into the hands of Smith. Coach Burrow says, you want to take your time, please? Handoff now to Beverly. Beverly, head of the key. Nearly lost the handle. 13 to shoot, 5:15 to go. Hands it off right side now to Smith. Ball screen handoff now to Lucas. Lucas turning right of the lane, in the lane. Ducks in with a right-hand floater. Good. Lucas now with 15. Makes it 55-42, Coppin State. Under 5 minutes to go. Right side Sullivan coming left to the head of the key. Far side left to Lawless. Curls right of the lane. Fights it up with the right hand. Rim it off. Rebound, Chance Graham. Graham on a run back. Nose down. Going right of the lane. Lost the handle. Deflected and knocked out of bounds by Mount St. Mary's. Graham with the 19 in this game. Matching her career high. 4:42 to go. It's now Coppin State 55. Mount St. Mary's 42. Back in 60 seconds on the Coppin State Sports Network. Back courtside at the PEC Arena. Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's 55-42 with 4:42 to go. Off the baseline inbound, Lucas to Graham. Around the horn, Smith. Now to Beverly. Back left side to Lucas for three. Rim it off. Domi the rebound. Power bounce to the right. Scores off the glass. She's got 8. 57-42 Coppin State. Right to the doorstep. White, glass, and good. She's got 11. She checked in out of that media timeout. Makes it 57-44, 4:19 to go. Lucas trying to take the air out of the ball and shrink this game in the final 4 minutes. Bounce it off to Domi, head of the key, going right. And scores again with the right hand. Ottoledi with 10. 59-44. Coppin State with 4 minutes to go. White throws it up to the glass, no good. Graham the rebound, hands it off to Lucas. Lucas bounce it back to Graham. Nobody home there for the Mount. Now to Lucas, 18 to shoot. Domi dumps it down to Beverly, stolen by White. White on the outlet up the right side, now to Settle. Settle goes strong to the glass and scores. Settle now with 8. The ball, I believe, squirted away or a timeout? A timeout. We'll keep it right here with the timeout on the floor. 59-46. Coppin State leads Mount St. Mary's with 3:32 to go. Domi having a career day today. Her previous high was 4 points. Well, she's got 10 today off the bench. Fans, if you need a limo, sedan, coach bus, or party bus service, contact American Limousines, proud bus provider and sponsor of Coppin Athletics. American Limousines, your one stop for any event. Christian Liberty Church is also providing a free Thanksgiving community dinner and food giveaway tomorrow, Sunday, November 19th at 10 a.m. in the auditorium of Frederick Douglass High School. Visit us at Christian Liberty Church. 3:32 to go. Coppin leading Mount St. Mary's 59-46. Beverly to inbound. Looking. Gets it in now to Lucas.
Who's in the middle? Who's in the middle?
Lucas draws a double team. Swings it across the floor now to Smith. Smith, top side, left behind the arc. Gave it up to Lucas. Lucas directing traffic with her eyes and her forehead, just kind of directing traffic with the look. 13 to shoot, dribbles head of the key, hesitation right of the lane. Gave it up to Graham from 12, rim, glass, rim, it popped off. Rebound to Lee. Outlet now to Settle. Settle runs it to the free throw line. Lucas stripped it away and stole it. Spins back to her right to gain some space. And with 2:54 to go, she'll cross the time stripe. Lucas defended by Lawless, playing with 4 fouls. Check that, 3 fouls. And Lawless goes for the steal and a timeout. Coppin State, as sitting down with the basketball, were the Eagles with 2:41 to go, 14 to shoot. 30-second timeout keeps it right here. Well, fans, this is the debut on Baltimore's WNST 1570 AM here in the 2017-2018 campaign, as well as FoxSportsWilliamsport.com, Stream 6. You can listen all season long, men's and women's basketball. Proud partners of Coppin State Athletics. So 2:41 to go, fourth quarter, 14 to shoot. Lucas to inbound right in front of the Coppin State bench. Looking. Gets it in now to Beverly. Beverly, head of the key, around the Domi screen. Right side to Smith, gave it back to Lucas, 7 to shoot. Backs it out right wing, now powers her way to the lane, score it, and a foul. Genesis Lucas. She's got 17. Fouls on Lawless, that's her 4th. Makes it 61-46. Lucas at the free throw line completes the three-point play. She's got 18. 62-46 with 2:25 to go. Lawless leaves it to a traveling Agenovich, and she traveled. Inbounder is Beverly. Over the top feed to Lucas. Runs it right in the lane, bounce it off. Glass rim, good. Chance Graham now with 21 and a new career high. 64-46 Coppin State. Right side triple. Rim it off for Sullivan. Battle for the rebound, and Beverly got pulled back. Going for that rebound, and I believe Lee picked up the foul. That's her first. 5th team foul on Mount St. Mary's in the fourth quarter will send Coppin State to the free throw line. First free throw is on the way, rim and good. Beverly down with 9. Makes it 65-46. Second one is good. Beverly now with 10. 66-46 Coppin State leading Mount St. Mary's. Closing in on 2 minutes to go. Right side Sullivan. Hands it off to Lawless. Gallops in the lane. Dumps it down to Lee. Lee had it taken away by Domi. Domi reversing off down to Graham. Hands it off to Lucas. And she'll march it into the forecourt. Puts it behind her back twice. Now headed the key and got bumped off by Lawless. Lawless, with her 5th personal foul, will foul out with 1:45 to go. Jackie Bezade out of Lake Grove, New York, now checks in for the first time for Mount St. Mary's. Lucas canned the free throw. She's got 19. Makes it 67-46 Coppin State. Second one also true, 68-46. Top side left. Aganovich swings it around the horn, near side right to Bezade. Bezade gave it up to Sullivan. Back to Aganovich, 12 to shoot. Now to Sullivan, turns left at the elbow. Coming back to her right, floats it up and scores. Sullivan now with 5. 68-48 as the scoreboard just turned over. Coppin with the lead. Top side right, Lucas. As we close in on a minute to go. 15 to shoot. Lucas going right of the lane. Kicks it out right side, and the jumper for Graham came wide left. Aganovich up the left side. Sullivan wants that 3 again. Good again. Her second 3 gives her 8.
Stack it up, stack it up.
Makes it 68-51 Coppin State, 46.8 to go. Beverly on the inbound to Lucas. Lucas now to Beverly. Beverly, head of the key. Backs it out now for Lucas. Lucas left of the jump circle. 18 to shoot. Lucas going to her right. Line to the lane. Zips it inside to Domi. It's deflected. Last touched with 9 to shoot by Mount St. Mary's and a timeout, Coppin State. We'll keep it right here as Alexis Taylor will check in for Coppin State. Bradford checks in. And I believe Davidson and Pickett came to the scorer's table. Domi came back over just to make sure at the scorer's table. So it's Pickett, Davidson, Domi, Bradford, and Taylor for the Eagles with 9 seconds to shoot, 26.8 to go, up 68-51 on Mount St. Mary's. Pickett from the baseline to inbound. Lob to the top. Catch for Bradford. Dump it inside to Dami. Glass rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Lee. Outlet to Sullivan. 17 seconds to go. Handoff. Aganovich gave it back to Settle. Aganovich back left side to Sullivan for three. It's on the way and good. Sullivan now with 11. Makes it 68-54. Coppin State. 6.4 on the clock. Domini inbound. Gets it in. Bradford. Back to Dami. Down to 3, down to 2, and still in the backcourt. That'll do it. Coppin State picks up win number 1 on the year in a wire-to-wire win over Mount St. Mary's by the final score of 68-54. A dominating performance by Chance Graham today. Another double-double. Genesis Lucas needed 11 points to get to 900. Well, she put plus 9 toward 1,000 as she finishes with 20. Get you all the numbers on our post-game show here on the Coppin State Sports Network. This should be quite the interesting post-game visit. This coach Dwayne Burrows joins me once again. Well, this is exactly what you wanted in the home opener. A dominating performance today. A new career high for Chance with 21 points. Another dozen-plus rebounds. And then your point guard just does what she does, surpassing 900 career points.
Wow. What afternoon. You know, we had a great crowd here, and the kids stepped up, and they've been working hard, so they deserve it.
How critical was it for you to get Chance going in the second half where she put up double figures?
Well, the other night against Stephen F. Austin, she had 2 quick fouls, and I had to sit her. So I told her, I need you on the floor. And I knew I had to get her going in the second half in order for us to be successful tonight. Unfortunately, she stepped up and did a fantastic job. She's increased her shooting range, so now she's trying to shoot the three-point shot all the time. But I told her, I need you in the post more often.
Do you see the progression now, opening game against Baylor, and now Stephen F. Austin, and now you come home, you get the big win by double figures, and now back on the road, and you're going to Charleston Southern?
Yeah, we got to get dressed tonight. You know, get on the bus first thing, 6 o'clock in the morning to head down to Charleston. But I just think that the game against Baylor and Stephen F. Austin's prepared us for a night like tonight, and then it's going to prepare us for Monday as well.
Certainly appreciate the time. Good luck on the road, and we'll talk to you very, very soon.
No problem. Thank you.
That's head coach Dwayne Burrows after a big win by Coppin State today, 68-54 here at the PEC. We're back after a 2-minute timeout on the Coppin State Sports Network.